Hello and welcome. I see the title that brought you here. Urologist. Apply Titius before masturbating and last longer instantly. It's a title that promises a quick fix, a simple technique to solve a deeply personal, often unspoken anxiety. And I appreciate your courage, your willingness to seek answers for an issue that can feel incredibly isolating. The challenge of control, of duration, of presence in intimate moments, whether alone or with a partner. I want to be clear from the start. I am not here to talk about a secret cream or a miraculous Jill. Those products are often a distraction from the real, profound work that needs to be done. The real secret, the true application, that a urologist would endorse for lasting control, is not physical. It is entirely mental and emotional. The greatest shift you can make is not in what you apply to your body, but what you apply to your mindset and your approach. What we are talking about here is essentially the issue of premature ejaculation, PE, or more broadly, the simple desire for greater endurance and control. And if we look at this issue from a place of deep wisdom and compassion, we realize that for most men, this is not a plumbing problem. It is a wiring problem. It is a problem of overstimulation and under-awareness. We live in a culture that rewards speed, instant gratification, and high-intensity stimulation. Unfortunately, our intimate habits often mirror this cultural obsession. We rush, we focus intensely on the climax, and we train our bodies to respond too quickly to the highest level of sensation. We are essentially training our internal alarm system to be hypersensitive. So, what is the transformative, mind-altering THCs you should apply? It is the practice of D, arousal and desensitization of the mind. It's about applying the mental practice of mindfulness and interruption before, during, and after stimulation. This is a multi-layered application, and it begins with the most critical ingredient, intentional slowness. The application phase 1, intentional slowness and sensorial grounding. Before you begin any act of self-pleasure, I want you to apply a radical layer of slowness. This is the first essential ingredient. Most men start already at an 8 out of 10 on the arousal scale, already rushing towards the finish line. We must stop this conditioning. The application, instead of rushing, I want you to spend the first 5 minutes simply lying there, being present in your body. Breathe deeply, ground yourself. And when you begin, start at a 1 out of 10 level of stimulation, almost imperceptible. The intention is not to excite, the intention is to feel. We must learn to distinguish between different levels of sensation. Most men only recognize 2 stages. I'm okay, and I'm about to cross the line. The secret to control lies in the vast, nuanced territory between those 2 points. This is the act of sensorial grounding. Your mind must act as an observer, not a participant in the rush. If you are using imagery or fantasy, keep it low key. Do not jump to the most intense, high arousal thoughts. The goal is to keep the energy flowing, yes, but gently, like a slow river, not a crashing waterfall. The application phase 2. The pause and the breath. As you continue this practice of intentional slowness, you will inevitably hit the point of no return. That moment where the momentum feels overwhelming, where your body takes over and your mind retreats. This is the critical moment. This is where most men fail. The application, the instant you feel that powerful, uncontrollable wave approaching, that 6 or 7 out of 10 sensation, you must immediately apply the second ingredient, the pause and the breath. Stop all physical stimulation completely, not a slowing down, a full stop. And here is the psychological game changer. Instead of anxiously waiting for the urge to subside, which keeps your nervous system in a state of alarm, you must actively deploy a calming intervention through your breath and your focus. Take a slow, deep breath, expanding your abdomen. Hold it for a moment. As you exhale slowly, I want you to apply a mental pressure to your entire being by focusing intensely on the sensation of cool air entering and leaving your nostrils. You are grounding yourself back into the objective reality of the present moment, away from the subjective, future-focused pressure of arousal. This brief period, 30 seconds, perhaps a minute, is a profound act of neurological retraining. You are teaching your body that you are in control of the accelerator and the brake. You are overriding the primitive, reflexive response with a conscious, cortical, thoughtful decision. You are telling your nervous system, we do not rush. We choose the timing. The magic of this is that when you resume stimulation, you will resume from a lower level of arousal. You have actively reset the alarm. The application phase 3, emotional distance and desensitization now, let's address the deepest layer. The philosophical and emotional component of this issue. Many men who struggle with control are deeply emotionally invested in the outcome of the climax. The entire experience is focused on that one release, which creates immense psychological pressure. The application, before you begin, you must apply a layer of emotional distance. This means consciously choosing to view this act as an exercise in mastery and self-awareness, rather than a singular, frantic pursuit of pleasure. You must desensitize your mind, not just your skin. If you are using high-intensity mental images, you are increasing the psychological heat. This is like pouring gasoline on a small flame. The secret here, particularly in the solitary act, is to use this time as a form of self-mastery training. During your pauses, I want you to mentally detach from the graphic content you may be using. Think about something entirely neutral, perhaps mundane. The paint color of the walls, the grocery list, the plot of a recent movie. This sudden mental shift acts as a massive speed bump for your nervous system. You are conditioning your mind to be able to jump off the arousal train at any moment without anxiety or fear. This is the power of the urologist's perspective. It's not about how hard you try to hold back. It's about how easily you learn to let go of the urgency. This practice transforms the masturbatory act from a mindless, rushed compulsion into a conscious, mindful, and empowering exercise. It is a training ground for what you want to achieve with a partner. Because when you are with a partner, the stakes are higher, the pressure is more intense. And if you haven't mastered the brake on your own, you certainly won't find it when you are sharing the experience. This mastery leads to a deeper, more profound truth. Intimacy is not about speed, it is about depth. It is about mutual enjoyment and prolonged connection. And you cannot offer that to another person until you have mastered it within yourself. My friends, the journey toward lasting endurance and control is not solved by a quick application of a product, but by the consistent application of mindful, intentional practice. This is a path of self-awareness. It requires compassion, patience, and a willingness to step away from the cultural narrative of instant gratification. You are not broken. You are simply highly sensitive, and you have trained your body for speed when what you truly crave is depth. The work is internal. The shift is psychological. The enduring reward is a profound sense of self-control and the ability to be truly present in your most intimate moments, both alone and with the one you love. The true application that unlocks lasting control is this: apply the brake of your mind, the coolness of your breath, and the intentionality of slowness every single time. A music swells, then begins to gently fade. Go now, and turn this seeking into a practice. Stop the rush. Start the journey of presence. The mastery you seek is not outside of you. It is waiting for you to simply breathe and observe. Now, go practice the power of the pause.